today I am playing for you Mega Man Powered Up. No border art on this stream because the PSP screen perfectly fills this 720p window. Yes, so for a while I didn't think that PSP emulation on the Mac was very good, but then I found this PPSSPP emulator, which is originally designed for Android, but there's builds for other computer platforms, so I'm very happy that it runs so smoothly. But yeah, let's launch up the game. This is Mega Man Powered Up, also known as Rockman in Japan. It's a remake of the first Mega Man game, which they are pretty upfront about. You can see the NES footage here from the first game, which then transitions into the new footage. And you notice straight away how much they've changed visually. The characters are more chibi in style, it's all cartoony and in 3D graphics. You could see an explosion there that looks very, also cartoony, etc. Anyway, we'll be seeing these changes as we go on, at least if you're familiar with the original game, I guess, which in my case I am not really, but hello Gibbon and hello Tonya, welcome to the stream, good to see you. Tonya's saying that this is the only Mega Man game that they ever seriously played. That's interesting. I want you to tell me about that. Yes, so they've changed the art style, they've added new bosses to this game, and there's also a construction mode where you can build your own stages, actually. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the story mode, and specifically a particular character. Oh yeah, you can actually pick old style where there's borders on the screen, it's 4:3, all the stage layouts are as they were, and they play the chiptune music, I believe, as well. But yeah, we're going to do new style, normal, because I'm just a normal guy. Okay, so this is a really cool feature of this game. You had multiple selectable characters. This is before Mega Man 9 and 10, although I guess it's after Rockman Forte and its sequel and the Wonders one, of course. But yeah, role being playable is quite unique to this game. It's not 100% unique. I'll talk about that later. There's another few examples, but yeah, this is probably her most high-profile playable appearance, and I want to celebrate that today. So we could be Mega Man, we could be Proto Man. The way that you unlock them, Proto Man's unlockable in-game, but Roll was sort of a downloadable content thing. By connecting to a website through your PSP, you were able to unlock her within the game, and they released new costumes for her monthly for a whole year, actually. I wouldn't actually be able to do that on my PSP because I have the E1000, which didn't have, it cut out the internet Wi-Fi capabilities to bring the price down. And yeah, agreed, given she looks great in this art style, doesn't she? Tonya went to a macaroni grill today. Okay. But yeah, let's get started with Roll. Now, these are the costumes I was talking about. It's a whole bunch of cliches and tropes. I think I'll stick with Mega Man 8 Roll, because I prefer that outfit. It has sleeves, for one thing, and some color contrast and stuff. Anyway, what else can we have? Now, what you'll notice is that she's got her broom. That's what she uses to attack in this game. But that gets swapped out with whatever her costume is. So she's got this ninja sword, Valentine roll, of course, as chocolates, sports roll with a flag, Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, basically, with the lance, or Ghouls and Ghosts, whatever. Yeah, raincoat with an umbrella, that's cute. Summer roll with the bug net. Beach roll with the umbrella, or parasol, I guess. What? Why is that called summer roll? So that's straw roll. Summer roll is a rabbit, apparently, with a hammer. I don't know why. Halloween roll, witch on a broom. That's you know, nice. Cat with fish. Santa Claus with the candy cane. That's not how you spell claws, actually. That is the noun clause that you would use for like a contract or something. But anyway, yes, Mega Man 8. I think I'll pick.
The year 2000X.
Okay, the voiceover said 2000X, but the text says 20XX. I believe at some point that the series, the very first game was 2000X, and I think the second one too, but they transitioned at some point to 20XX. And the X series, of course, is set in 21XX. I missed all the other scroll, but who cares, you know. Yeah, some robots, they went mad at one point, and then Wily appeared. That's the story. Fair enough. He just decided that's just what they do, you know. Ah! Oh no. Oh, he was in that screen? What? Okay, that's silly. Hey, I'm not just a helper robot. Help yours, buddy. Get out of here.
My friends are in trouble. I have to hurry to the lab.
That's interesting. That voice for roll, hang on. It sounds a lot more high-pitched in her jumping noises than it does in her speaking, but I don't know, it sounded a little too old, don't you think? Roll certainly seems quite young. She wasn't exactly born yesterday, but you know, these robots are built as children. I guess they don't really age. I don't know, it's weird. Who knows how old they really are? No secrets over there. Oh, okay. Tanya's got some stuff to say. Yes. Macaroni grill. And the WarioWare games took place in 2000X. Does that mean that they are canon to Mega Man? I wouldn't say so. Oh, they've actually localized this graphic, so it's an L, not an R. Of course, in Japan, Dr. Light is Dr. Right.
Just as I promised, Dr. Light, I'll be taking them with me. Stop, Dr. Wily, stop, I say.
Tonya says this is a great dub. I think it sounds a bit voice actory, you know? I can't really explain what I mean by that, but
Wait, stop, Dr. Wily.
that kind of acting and sometimes overacting that you just hear a lot in dubs.
My robots to conquer the world.
Given complimenting how the platforms are in context as houses and things in the background. That's nice. Yes, Roll, she can do it.
Are you sure you're up to it, Roll?
Here I come.
No fooling, Doctor. I'm up for it. Who cares where Mega Man is? I don't know where he is. Maybe he's off in Smash Brothers or something. So yeah, we don't have the Buster, we have the Broom, and that has different attacks. I'm really playing this blind, so I don't really know how Roll is supposed to control. Okay, so we've got a 2-hit swing combo. We've got the aerial attack, but yeah, things are pretty simple in this initial installment. Ouch. Of course, you only hit them when they're open. Oh, it only takes 1 hit. Okay. So a lot of stuff dies in 1 hit, but it has a little animation before it blows up. It's actually pretty good range on this Broom. I'm happy about that. So, Tonya said before that her first, like, this is her main experience with Mega Man. Did you ever play this role when you were playing the game? Because I will say my first experience with the Mega Man series or the Rockman series was the Zero games on the GBA. Oops. So I have that context, and every other game in the series playing after that felt really kind of clumsy to me. And because it's so refined. Inti Creates did such a fantastic job with Zero and making it play smooth and fast. You're dashing everywhere, hitting stuff with your sword. So this one mode with roll might be the closest that I'm gonna get to that in the classic series, having a melee focused character. So speaking of roles, voice acting, I looked up who played her. She's voicing this game by Angie Beers, who has a few other voice acting credits, some anime stuff. She also played the character of Nana in Mega Man X Command Mission, which was the RPG on the PS2 and GameCube. The navigator in that game. She's still working, done some recent mobile games, and she played a Dragon Ball character. There's a female thief pirate person called Husky in some anime filler. She played her in the dub, or one of the dubs. I don't know how many there've been for Dragon Ball. So yeah, character select screen. The original game had these 6 characters at the top, but for this remake they've added Time Man and Oil Man. So it's really cool that because every other game in the series has 8 bosses. The first one, there were time constraints, development limitations, and they had to cut 2 out. Interestingly, they had 7 boss designs finalized by that point, so they had to actually pick one to cut, and they picked Bond Man, as seen in Hitoshi Ariga's 1995 manga, Rockman o Tsukuta Otoko Tachi, Rockman Tanjo Densetsu. Which means the men who created Rockman, the legend of the birth of Rockman, or something. So you can see the full character design there, and it looks nice. But yeah, when they made this game, they didn't bring Blonde Man back. They made 2 completely new ones, and they were actually designed by Keiji Inafune, who is known as, you know, the champion of Mega Man at Capcom for as long as he was there, and also worked on the first game designing a lot of characters. So, enough blathering about, let's start a level, shall we? So given saying that this is one of the few Mega Man games that he hasn't played, and it's kind of the opposite for me. I've played very few Mega Man games in general. All the Zero and ZX games, I played X1, and then I've played Mega Man 2 once through the iOS port, which was an odd thing. They added an extra easy mode. And then I played the Mega Drive port for Wily Wars on stream, of 2, that is. So it's had some presence on stream before. Oh, what was the other Mega Man game I played? I did the Battle Network side-scroller for the WonderSwan Color, didn't I? Like Rockman EXE WS, I think it was just called. Yeah, that was interesting. Not the best, but you know, it was cool. See, you know, the EXE games are usually the RPG style, and having it translated to different format, I always appreciate that kind of thing. Can't make that. There are movement items you can get. You can get like the magnet beam right later. Oh yeah, made it, good. Yeah, so this is kind of my first time experiencing Rockman 1 for myself. Okay, so there's actually added secrets and stuff in this version of the game that you can come back to stages and pick up stuff. I don't know what that is actually. Yeah, that looks like another destructible wall on the right, but I don't have any extra items yet. Oh, does Roll get extra items? I don't know that. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. But these blocks, later Rockman will be able to pick them up when he gets Gutsman's ability. Oh, there's the Chris Seaver mark of quality. Push a character against a wall and do they react to it? And in this game they do. Thanks to Conker's Bad Fur Day Developer Diaries on YouTube. Oh, the swing of the broom is so great. Like, some enemies in the game are very low to the ground, and Mega Man's Buster won't hit them until they jump or whatever. That's part of the strategy of the game. But the broom, it just hits everything. It's great. Alright, let's try and get some health. Nope. Is it the little red balls that are health? Usually it's yellow drops, but I'm aware that the first game was different in a lot of ways. It had a points total, the power-ups looked different, the invincibility worked differently, so you didn't... so if you fell on spikes, if you were flashing after a hit, you would still die, whereas in later games, if you were flashing, you wouldn't die from spikes. Ah, yes. Oh, wow, okay. Gibbons telling his story about him and his ex-wife wanting to pick up the game and driving all the way around town, and everywhere had sold out of it. That's crazy. Yeah, I noticed that copies of this game are still quite expensive, so it must have had a low print run. I don't think they had too much confidence in it, maybe, but then equally, apparently, it didn't sell well, and whatever sequels or continuations they had planned after this were then cancelled. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. But yeah, there's lots of garbage going on at Capcom with Mega Man in this decade. By which I mean, you know, the previous decade, when this came out. This was the time when 3 big high-profile Mega Man games were cancelled at once, and then a 4th even that we didn't know about until later. And then Inafune left the company pretty publicly and eventually started his own Kickstarter for a Mega Man type game. And yeah, Mighty No. 9 was, I liked it a lot. But I guess we'll talk about that a bit later as well. That'll be a good subject. Yes, okay. Oh, that's cute. Let me see. Yeah, and they never ended up getting it. Tanya's bringing up Oil Man's design. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. The original design of Oil Man in the Japanese version, I guess I'll talk about it when we can actually see the design, and I'll get back to the select screen. But yeah, I'll remind you that both those characters, as revealed in the official Complete Works book, were designed by Inafune. I guess he's even listed in the credits as boss character designer. So there's a bunch of character designers credited for this game, but like a lot of the work was recontextualizing existing characters into this new art style. So, ooh, hardcore.
Ms. Roll,
Oh,
what are you
dialogue.
doing here?
That's great.
Although Dr. Wily did say you would come.
Stop misbehaving! If you don't, I shall punish you!
Ms. Roll is really scary. It's like you've gone crazy. But I'm gonna save you. Cutting it up.
Oh wow. He thinks it's the other way around. Ah! Really, he's the one who's going crazy, right? Ah! Ah! Oh yeah. You gotta be risky with this broom. The range seemed good in the stage, but in terms of going against bosses, woof! You kind of have to get up close. Yeah, cute animation. Alright, I will start my save state spray right now.
Warning!
Yeah, that's the one thing another thing I read on the Mega Man knowledge base, the Wikia for Mega Man series, which is quite good. The fact that warning appears on screen in big text is a first for the classic series. It's something that has been in X games since X4 apparently, but of course it's in all the Zero games as well. Oh, what? Yeah, he charged up a big attack there. No, great. Woo. Cute animation.
I refuse to lose!
Very cartoony, as I said. But yeah, look at the graphical effects here with the light coming in. Good stuff. Okay. I got a score. I don't know if that's a good score. It's probably not.
You've worked hard.
You've worked hard.
Scary on.
Do I get any upgrades? Nope. I get nothing for beating Cutman. That's okay. My broom is enough. It is sufficient. You don't get anything on 0 unless you play really well anyway. Like, you can get through... You get the EX skills if you get like an A rank or something. But you do at least level up your saber, and then you have your buster and everything else. Yeah, Tonya's saying Oil Man. Like Jinx, the Pokemon, it's a problematic character design that had its color changed. Whereas that happened in like subsequent games in the series. Maybe Gen 3 was the first one to make Jinx purple. But yeah, Oil Man in Japan looks like this, but the lips are red, not yellow. And it's, what do you call that kind of design? It's kind of a caricature of African type people that sort of caught on in Japan. I think I noticed one in Ristar last week. Yeah, that was weird. And it's just like, it doesn't really mean the same thing over there. Like, it's not, they don't consider it as racist as people in the West do. So they keep doing it. It's really unfortunate. But yeah, they changed the lips to yellow in the international release to try and soften the blow of this weird character design. Archie Comics actually went about it a slightly different way. They used Time Man and Oil Man in those comics when they adapted the game, and they see that sort of orange scarf that's hanging off his neck in the lower portrait. They have that wrapped around his face the whole time, so you actually never see his mouth at all. Although I think, yeah, he kind of uses some slang, which is pretty interesting. But let's see. Oh, yeah, Tanya's saying that the fun wiki names is a jam for me. And yeah, Gibbon's freaking out like, is this a Tar Baby Robot Master? Yeah, I guess Tar Baby is the name for that bad kind of character design. But yes, it is. That's Keiji Inafune. Yeah, sorry, it exists. Yeah, if you haven't played this game and you're not familiar with it, you might never have seen Time Man and Oil Man before. But yeah, that's what they look like. Okay, Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix changed the character design of the tree man named Trey. I didn't know about that. Can you link it before and after or something? Alright, so Cutman I know from sort of knowledge of the fandom, like, is a good one to start with always in this game. But of course in the remake they changed the boss order, they changed the weaknesses. So even if you're familiar with what damages who, which I'm not, it's completely different in this game than it was on NES. So I don't know what the rolling cutter would be good against. I would have sworn mood anyway because I didn't get no rolling cutter. Bro, I don't have any power-ups, so I guess we'll pick anyone. Well, since we're talking about Oil Man, let's do him next. So yeah, this will be interesting because it's a completely new concept. It's showtime. New idea for a stage and new music as well, instead of remaking existing music in the new style. Oh, okay. Cactus Met, that's nice. Oh yeah, okay. Oops. Okay, slippery oil. Oh wow. Okay, just don't walk on the oil, that's the key. You can jump, just don't walk. Oh yeah, checkpoints. They added more checkpoints in this game too. This guy, I recognize this guy. I think they might have taken some characters from later games to put into these stages. So I think these guys are from Mega Man 2. Though they remind me a lot of Conroe Man from Rockman and Forte challenges. Rockman and Forte challenges from the future. Mirai Kara no Chousenshou, which is a game I intend to play on stream at some point. That's the WonderSwan sequel to Rockman and Forte that I was talking about earlier. Okay. I don't know what the red is doing. It's making a noise. I've got 8 of them. So yeah, yellow is health, actually. That's good to know. Wait, so what's the red? Because the blue, there was blue as well. I think red might just be for points. That's different, isn't it? Like I said, the first game had a point system. And yeah, it seems a little pointless. Oh, sorry, bad pun. I don't care about points, I just care about clearing the level, you know? And health is going to help me do that. Energy not so much, because I don't have sub-weapons apparently. Ah. Thought I could get there faster. But yeah, it looks like the yellow pickups are actually health in this game, unlike what I said before. You know what, there's a whole oil thing in Mighty Number 9, isn't there? Or is it just in Mighty Gunvolt Burst? It wasn't even that long long ago that I played them, and I already am unclear on the details. That makes me feel super stupid. Okay. Hang on a sec. Tonya's linked me that thing I asked for. The trade character. Oh yeah, wow, okay. That's interesting. He had big pink lips, and they changed it to a little pink nose and a smiley mouth. Good to know. Alright, how do we deal with this? Ah, no! Ah! Okay, if I wait for that to die down, the oil should be gone, right? Okay. Ah! Oh no. Ah, it's so hard to jump and then not. Yeah, okay, cool. So this will be easy now. I can even stop those things. Good. Gibbon is saying that there's some of those character designs in Wonder Boy, the first one, as well. But at least that has the excuse of being an 80s arcade game, he says. Yeah, Tonya, that's how I would describe it. Oh, what's that? Oh, an extra life, okay. Instead of being a little Mega Man head, it's a heart. Maybe that's special for roll, I don't know. You know, because she's a girl, she's all about love. That is annoying, and it actually follows through into one of her playable appearances. In Rockman Tennis, she has the super love shot. Of course. But yeah, as Tonya said, he wouldn't call. Sorry, what? Tonya's saying that she wouldn't call Ko Takeuchi racist, who's the character designer for Rhythm Heaven and WarioWare. So the context that I was saying, where it's more them not understanding, not seeing anything bad with it, even though at this point they really should have been educated. But yeah, it's just, you know, different culture, very different. Ah! Dangerous setups, very dangerous. Now that that block's destroyed, I can't make that jump anymore. Oh yes I can. Master platformer. See, I'm sure there would be a whole thing in this stage where if you had the fire power up yourself, you could activate the oil traps whenever you wanted to. But again, roll only has the boom. Ah. I don't know what I expected. Hey, I could farm these actually. Ah! Ah! No, I can't. okay, I got the big one. I will try and get some health. I don't know how much longer the stage has. So the game doesn't pause when you pick up a health item. As it usually would. Yeah, I got your number now, buddy. It is a little hard to tell with the health bar. Because it's supposed to be granular, right? Every one of those bars is a point, and certain attacks will take away one or more. I'm not sure if it works like that here. Come on. Getting quite a few red. Oh, okay. Extra life. Nice. Yes, riveting gameplay. Come on. Alright, let's finish this. Oh boy. How many redos do I have now? 39, wow. Okay. Save. Let me just catch up on the chat here. Yeah. Jungle Cruise at Disneyland still has ridiculous racist stuff in it, says Tonya. Such as African native savages yelling out chants and a guy selling shrunken heads. I sort of noticed a bit of that in Tokyo Disney on my recent trip. I thought that maybe the American Disney wouldn't still have that, but it does, apparently. Yeah. These are the things that were originated in, like, the 50s and haven't been changed in all that time. Alright, Oil Man, what is your deal?
What's up, Roll? If you want a refill, you came to the right place, baby.
I don't need that. Your punishment for behaving like this is 1 week without oil.
Ow, that was harsh. Now I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson. Yeah, it's showtime.
I like his dance. Oh, okay. Use a jumper. See, again, if I had fire, I'd be able to light those puddles and I wouldn't slip over. Ah! Hey, cut it out. Oh. So he's always going to jump when he gets near me. How do I avoid that? Yeah, that's cool that the bosses have like a special attack. It's almost like the power gear from Mega Man 11. Oh, what happened? That did a lot of damage. Let's conserve lives with our save states.
What's up, Roll?
I don't need that.
And with our speed up. Ah! Oh no! Too much speed! Which button is it? This one. Okay.
I don't need and more.
Ow, that was... Yeah, it's showtime.
Yes, so stuff. So he's just always going to jump over me when he gets close, it looks like. And he's in running mode. Oh. Ah. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm in a rhythm game suddenly. Yeah. Yo, yo, yo. Like, yo is A and yeah is B. I haven't noticed any E-tanks yet. Of course, this is classic, you don't really have a way to expand your health. But they did add a shop in later games. I don't know if you could get a bigger health bar through that, but you could get other little pickups and buffs and benefits. They could have added that to this game since they were changing up so much in the new mode, but they just didn't. I guess it would have been an extra pickup, because you normally pay for things with bolts. But they could have replaced like the score orbs with bolts, or let you use your score to buy things maybe. Nah. This ain't going well. Oh no! The oil traps. Alright, start again. Focus mode. Ah. Let him jump over me. It's always the way. You have a good run that almost wins, and then you have a sloppy run. Ah. I promised myself I wouldn't slip over. Take that. Yeah. Oh boy. Alright. Probably should have looked up actually if they got an African American voice actor to do this guy's voice. Since that was kind of what they were going for with character design, even if they did it in an insensitive way. But I don't know, would it make it more okay if they did? Yeah, I don't know. A good resource for looking up voice actors is behind the voice actors door. Ah, dang it. I did notice that some of the robot masters are voiced by women, even if they aren't, because you know, women play, you know, young boy characters in voice acting roles. Ah. Oh boy, this is really difficult. You know what? I haven't tried not being bad at games. That's a new thing for me. I should try it more often. Of course, we wouldn't get a female robot master until Mega Man 9. Although there are examples in other media. I should know. I just did a whole pixel art about it. Took a lot of research. It was a lot of fun actually. I think I was inspired by, of all things, Patchy Slot Rockman Ability, which is a gambling game. It's literally a slot machine, which I'm very opposed to. But yeah, in Japan they do have these really in-depth slot machines with using franchises that you know about from video games or anime or whatever, and they make them yeah, they have all these mechanics to them that aren't just pulling a lever, but it's still the same result, the same aim. Curses. But yeah, this was kind of a sort of a reboot of the Mega Man series. It was a classic kind of setup, but with a lot of new character designs and stuff. So Roll is actually a playable character in that, but with a different look, and one that I'm not really into. They kind of give her a schoolgirl outfit even though it's a battle armor, because it's got a pleated skirt and a white top and a tie. It's really ridiculous. But she has full playable status along with Rock, and a new character called Trancy, who's a sort of younger girl robot character. Alright, that's Oil Man down. Ooh. I refuse to lose. Snap. Yes, you bet. New record. What happened? I got 0 in the end? I don't know why that was. 2 right. Okay, who should be next? It matters nothing. I'll pick Gutsman. So yeah, the fact that 2 of the 3 playable characters in Patch Assault Rockman ability are female robots, and they introduced a new female robot master in Coin Woman. There's 6 robot masters in that game, and yeah, one of them was a lady, which is very cool. But yeah, it's pretty much the most inaccessible game you could think of. It's only in pachinko parlors in Japan. It's never gonna get any other release. But Protodude's Rockman Corner has done some excellent coverage of the game and write-ups about all the content in it. But anyway, yeah, that's what inspired me to work on this pixel art. And I realized that with Coin Woman, it was now possible to put together a complement of 8 robot masters in a game that would all be women. Oh, okay. So finding these little bits and bobs in levels gives you stuff to use in the level maker. That's cool. You know what? All these spikes are making me nervous. Save state time. I'm glad I did that. Yes, the first true test of platforming skills, and I am failing miserably. I'm gonna claim that the camera perspective and the 3D graphics make this harder than it would have been in sprites, and we're gonna go with that, alright? Oh, seriously? Okay, hey, I did it. By the way, this music is, of course, a remake of the original game's chiptunes into new instrumentation. Yeah, it was interesting looking at the credits. There's a long list of people who worked on this game. A lot of them are coming from Mega Man X8, then working on Command Mission, and then doing the PSP game, so Maverick Hunter X, the remake of the first X game, and then this one. And yeah, long list of people involved, especially in music composition. Not especially, but that's one of the areas. And comparing that to the original team, which was yeah, the original team was really small. Only about 6 people apparently, plus music people, I think. Yeah, it's good that the broom can get through that shield. That's cool. Yeah, 1 programmer, 1 planner, 4 people credited for character design, including Keiji Inafune, who apparently came on partway through the process of development and then did a lot of work on it after that. Gosh. But yeah, then you've got a sound programmer and then the music composer herself. And so let's spotlight the work of Manami Matsumaya. Because, especially in those days, it's rare to see women working in game dev. And Mega Man, the whole series is well known for excellent soundtracks, and she really started that, including jingles that are used in the series to this day. It was actually one of her first roles at Capcom, was doing the music for Rockman 1. And of course they frequently traded it off, so new composers would take on each new game in the series, which helped keep it fresh, I guess. Although I don't doubt she could have continued to churn out excellent compositions. But they did bring her back for, well, she went freelance, you know, she worked for Capcom for a few years and then did some stuff for Sunsoft for a lot of their Game Boy games, but she was a freelance composer for many years after that. And they brought her back on along with some other past composers for Mega Man 10 to make that an all-star soundtrack kind of thing. And the same thing actually happened for Mighty Number 9. So, interesting that those games kind of had similar goals. Oh boy, let me just take a little breather here. Tonya quoting Oil Man, yo, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, Gibbon saying that Mighty Number 9 had a lot of female robots in it, which was nice. Yeah, that is good. Call was playable at some points, but she was kind of sidelined in favor of Beck, unfortunately. I would have liked a whole game mode with just Call, but yeah, Ray as a DLC character was amazing. I loved playing as Ray. And in terms of the bosses, originally 3 of the 8 were going to be female, but they changed one in development to male, so 2 of the 8 were female in the final product, but still that's twice as many as any Mega Man game has had. I just wish more of them were female, but yeah, I think Cryosphere and Dynatron were female in the final product. And all the humans were men, I think. Oh, and the final boss, I guess, is female too. Yeah, you can count that. Tonya saying Kickstarters are unfairly bashed unless they are perfect in every way. So true. I really did like Mighty Number 9 a lot. Mighty Gunvolt Burst is even better. But yeah, MN9 is pretty great. Yep. Gibbons confirming that these platforms even suck on the NES as well. He spent hours upon hours trying to get past the screen. This very screen, I think, is what he's talking about, is sort of got some very all caps words to say about this section. Although softening the blow with a nice lol. Yes, we can laugh about it once we've got through the section. Oh, it's hideous. Okay, let's do it. I'm glad actually this emulator had native support for the DualShock controller. That helped with button mapping. They're actually really good remapping features. Yes, we did it! Oh boy. And luckily there's no more difficult platforming in the whole game. I haven't even got up to the Yoku blocks yet. I don't know which stage they're in. It's not Airman. No, Heatman, I think, had the Yoku blocks in too. Oh. That's weird. I think of Mets as having a round, dark, lower body under the helmet, but these ones sort of look like an amorphous blob under their helmet, or else it's a shadow. So that guy's head is more traditional Met shaped. Look at that Met, it looks like a little slime with a hat on. Of course, Mets originally, they just fit the construction theme of Gutsman's stage because the round helmet with the cross on it is an iconic Japanese symbol for construction type jobs. And you see it a lot, but yeah, it's part of the design of the Mets because of that theme in this level. But then Mets get reused a lot in later games, many times in many later games. In all 5. They're probably not in Legends. Yeah, most of the other branches of the franchise, Mets continue through it. Okay. do like the chunky, colourful cartoon art style. It fits pretty well. It especially helps the classic series stand out from that X. Oh, excuse you, Guts Man.
Yourself. You're bothering other people, you know. You're making me mad.
Too right, you're making me mad with your misogyny.
Oh, all right, Missy. I'll forgive you.
So, what? Psych? He just said he'd forgive me and then he's gonna kill me. Also, they made him a Texan for some reason. Ah. Classic video games, you gotta jump when they're landing, otherwise you get stunned. Oh, seriously? Oh, it lasts a little bit. It's not just the moment of impact. Okay, he doesn't actually attack too often. Oh, he's digging! That's new. I don't want your guts. Yeah, take that. Wasn't too hard. He was no oil man, that's for sure.
I refuse to lose.
Stage was much more challenging than the boss. Alright, let me look at this score screen. So it looks like your score is added up based on enemies, the balls, and finishing. But then the global total there is multiplied by a time. So I guess I took way too long on the last stage, which led to my time rate being 0% and my final score being 0. Damn.
Please carry on.
I will, thank you. Why don't you say something different for once? Okay, who's next? Should I just do clockwise? No, that would be boring. Let's go Iceman next.
Stop and freeze!
Did the original game have that jingle? I want to say that jingle originated in number 2. And it wasn't even used in every game, but because 2 is kind of the iconic game in the series, it kind of formed the basis for a lot of things that are remembered or stuck around. So I always thought actually it was jarring that like boss introduction jingle is even used in Mega Man X when you start a stage. I was like, that's weird. Okay, so we got some nice physics going on, of course. Oh, by the way, that's the sprite. Yeah, that's the Rockman's head from the NES game. Okay, here's Yoku time. So they introduce it to you nice and gently before things start getting crazy. Oh, can't slide in this game. Actually, you can. Along with blues and roll, you can unlock different forms of Rockman himself. So normally in the game, they stick you with the limitations that were in the original game. Oh, okay. But you can unlock versions of Mega Man that are able to slide, as he could starting in 3, and do a charge shot, as he could starting in 4. And then there's a third variation that has no slide, no charge, and no buster at all, in fact. Ooh, nasty. And can only do a kick move, which I didn't manage to look up footage for in action, but I guess that's a move that he had in some of the fighting games. Oh, he probably had it in Mega Man Soccer, you know. Classic SNES game. Weird spin-off where you just, yeah, playing soccer with robots. Classic unfinished game where the ending is in the code but not implemented in the game because of an oversight. Actually, yeah, so since we're talking about spin-offs there, I want to talk about some of the other times that Roll has had a starring, or has been playable at least in a game. So often she appears as a support character or just a background character for cutscenes. especially in the classic series. She does have a slightly more active role in Mega Man 2 in the Anniversary Collection, which is based on, well, sorry, she has this role in Rockman Complete Works and the Anniversary Collection, because the one is based on the other. So Rockman Complete Works was a series of releases on the PlayStation where one at a time they put out a Rockman game from the NES, from 1 to 6, but with new enhancements, such as the Navigator mode where people would appear to give you tips during levels, and there was a different person in each game helping you out. And there were, you know, art galleries and stuff. It was a whole deal. It also had support for the Pocket Station, which was a little peripheral with an LCD screen that would connect to your PlayStation, and then you could play mini games on it. That's the one major feature that didn't get ported through to the Anniversary Collection due to lack of a corresponding, you know, device that would be able to do that. Well, I guess on the GameCube version you could have done a GBA connection thing, but I don't know, you would have had to... it's not really the same, you know. But yeah, Anniversary Collection was all 6 of those plus...
Warning!
You know what? I don't know. I didn't look that up. I don't know what's in Anniversary Collection.
There's something dangerous up ahead, sir. Oh, freeze it at all costs, soldier.
What is he
Oh,
doing?
Iceman, you're such a
He's
good
playing?
kid. So let's go home now, okay?
Sir, I'm shivering in fear.
What is
Pull
he, like,
yourself
trapped in a
together,
mental
soldier.
fantasy?
Stop and free.
That's weird. It's cute what Will says about him there. Whoa, gosh. So I've read that in this game there's sort of an implication that Iceman has a crush on Roll, is that right? Or am I thinking of different media? That is the case in some comics and spin-offs and stuff. But there is apparently a hint in this game that Roll has a crush on Rock, which just is wrong. Like, they're siblings. That's weird. I mean, they are robots. I don't know. I don't know how you would justify that, but... notice I'm getting ice on me from these attacks. It's probably slowing me down. That's too bad. Oh, what's he doing? Okay. I was checking if my double hit would still do extra damage to him, because in the Zero games there was a thing where if you hit bosses with multiple saber hits in a combo, then you would do the full damage of them even though they're flashing from the invincibility frames, right, you know? Whereas it looks like in this, the initial hit is all you get. As long as they're flashing, you can't do follow-up hits. Ah, so close. So yeah, I don't know. You could ask, why do robots have gender and ages in the first place? But the fact that all of basically Dr. Light's creations treat each other like siblings makes things like that a little weird. Because essentially he's their father, right? But there really isn't any biology going on. They all... I don't know, because we're all called him a kid. Some of them have childish personalities, but they all have jobs in society. And robots don't have to be children or adults. I don't know. I'm struggling with this. It's a whole social problem that, of course, would arise in a society like this where robots are becoming more human-like. Not quite as much as in ZX Advent, of course. hit, one more hit. Ah. Oh. Da, 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 da. Tonya says this game looks frustrating. Yeah, I guess so. X and Zero games sometimes have ways to, you know, make it easier on yourself by giving you more health as you proceed. And like I said, some of the later classic games have shops where you can get perks. This game doesn't appear to have anything like that. Plus the roll mode, you don't get any other weapons to help you. So it's your broom or nothing. Oh, hey, my brother's here. Hi Cam, how's it going? He says he's just joined. Is this still a Mega Man game? Yes, it is. I'm playing as Roll, Mega Man's brother, sister, who has taken up the broom to fight the brainwashed robots. And yes, Tonya, they're all Light's creations. Tonya's saying that she likes how Roll dresses, and sometimes she feels like dressing that way, if you get me. I do. I get you. I understand that very well. I feel like her skirt is a little short for me, but yeah. I like baggy clothes that cover me up. And yeah, yeah, she's saying she feels more subdued a lot of the time. What? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, please answer Tonya's question, Cameron. It's very important. Who is your favorite duck? My favorite duck is probably Oil Man. I think that's why his mouth looks like that. That's because he's a duck robot. Oh. He's saying fire, but he's shooting ice. I guess it's because he's like playing soldier, right? I don't get this icicle. It doesn't seem that big a threat. It comes down in a random spot. Yeah, who's your favorite duck? Answer the question. Tonya's saying that Nova, his friend, that a mutual acquaintance that I know through Discord. Yeah, Nova was saying that Nova was mad. Sorry, I gotta think about this before I say it. Nova was mad that they made Dr. Wily into Mega Man's best friend in a newer cartoon series. Well, okay. Cameron's struggling with this duck question. I didn't think it was so hard, but I'll tell you what my favorite duck is. Oh no, I gotta come up with one. It was Alfred J. Quack from that South African cartoon series. Not South African, but Dutch. There was a South African character in it. Yeah, it's a Dutch cartoon series. And it deals with some important social issues in a really mature way, which is interesting for a kid's cartoon. Oh, Atomic Freeze, is that what he's saying? Yeah, that makes sense. I thought he was saying stop and freeze, but yeah, that makes more sense. Ah, the ice. Ah. Come on, one more. Oh no! Alright, yeah, so what Nova was alluding to there, secondhand, was that in Mega Man Fully Charged, they introduce a character called Bert Wily, who is a classmate of Aki Light in school, which is the main setting, of course, because it's, you know, school. I'll take that. That's really good that I can hit him from the top of the icicle with the broom. Ah. Seriously? How did it do that much damage? Bugger off. Sorry. This is just getting kind of out of hand. Yeah, so Mega Man Fully Charged, a recent cartoon on, what, Cartoon Network or something? I've been following it secondhand through the coverage of it on the Mega Man Network and Protodude's Rockman Corner, and their mutual podcast that they do about it. Okay, ugh. Yeah, it's a cartoon made in Canada, I believe. That similar to Patchy Slot Rockman Ability is kind of a reboot that changes the style, the character design, and stuff like that. And then has the freedom to go in new directions with some of the characters and stuff. So yeah, Burt Wily is like a friend of Mega Man. The antagonist of the series is this other guy, Sergeant Knight, who is a new character whose backstory ties into like the lore of this world, where there was in the past a war between humans and robots, and the effects of that are still lingering in their society. So it's pretty interesting. Although you only get that stuff coming through occasionally in this kids show. It's kind of episodic. Oh, that was gonna be it. That was gonna be it. I was too greedy. Oop. Oh. I don't know why I keep doing these hits. Do one hit and move on and get ready to dodge. That's what I should be doing. No, that hit was too early usually. Ugh, curse you! Yeah, so one of the things they did was made Wily sort of a character in this show, but have him be a friend. There's probably some sly references, I guess, in the show. Oh, gosh. I do know that there is no role equivalent in that show, since we're on the role subject here. I feel like the game volume might be too loud, so I'm going to turn it down a bit. I feel like I'm shouting over it. Okay, yeah, there isn't technically a role, but there is a character, like a female character who is sort of Mega Man's sister. But she's actually a human. She's Dr. Light's daughter, literally. And she's called Suna Light. Or Suna? I don't know, I've never seen the show. I think it's Suna. Yeah, it must be Suna. I've heard them say that on the podcast. But equally, I've seen a screenshot from an episode where they do like a school play based on Mega Man and his adventures, because in this series, Aki is Rock, but Mega Man has like a secret superhero identity that he has. And he has a love interest. Soldier down. He has a love interest in the show, like his classmate Ashley, who I've seen a screenshot of her dressed up in Mega Man 8 role costume, the one that I'm wearing right now, to be in the school play. But that doesn't necessarily mean that she's playing the part of role in the show, really.
You've worked hard.
Yeah.
Please carry on.
Okay. How is chat doing? Tanya's favorite duck is Donald Duck. Oh, she's developing a new Sobble character based on the Sword and Shield water starter for Pokemon, to be more of a tomboyish-like girl look. That sounds fun. Annoyed, angry girl Sobble. Cameron can't think of any ducks, so Donald Duck wins by default. He's asking, am I supposed to be a robot or an anime girl? Tanya says a bit of both. Yeah, pretty much. If you saw the alternate costumes, they're very anime tropey. Oh, apparently the R button is not mapped, but there you go. Here's the costumes. I can be a ninja, I can be a little Valentine girl, I can be at the sports day carnival, at night I can have my little umbrella. Very Japanese style summer look, beach holiday. I don't even know what this is, what this is trying to be, but bunny girl suits are a very Japanese thing. Cute witch, cat costume, and Santa Claus, so there you go. Oh no, did I pick Santa Claus? That is so not what I wanted. Please, no, take me away from this. But I don't know, should we try and change it up a bit? What's your favorite? Any preferences in chats? I don't mind the cat one, to be honest. Although, again, it's very tropey. I do like the idea of hitting people with a fish. Yeah, any preferences? Umbrella Girl, says Cameron. What was that one? Rainy Day, sure. The frog look. Hey, we all agree, that's good. Let's have our rainy costume on for the fire stage. That'll help. Don't actually wear a raincoat near fire, it'll melt onto your skin. That's horrible. Oh, wow, it looks like it has bigger range, but really the broom is quite big. Ah, curse you. I'm not feeling it. I don't like this. It doesn't look right. It's okay, I'll play with it for this stage and then I'll switch back. But a cool thing about Mega Man Fully Charged, the cartoon, is that it has female characters, unlike, you know, the series in general is pretty bad about that, to be honest. But yeah, there's two other robot masters, you could say. Or I guess those guys are in the first game. They're in Fireman stage, whatever. Yeah, so in my pixel art that I was talking about, I used two characters from Fully Charged in the Robot Master lineup. Those being Hypno Woman and Blasto Woman. So Hypno Woman is like one of Aki's teachers in disguise. Or something. And she can fly and hypnotize people, it's pretty cool. Blasto Woman is like very large and she has a giant jetpack and wings. So her deal is like smashing into things using her jets. So Time Man's power would allow me to get through those blocks. But we don't have any powers in this game. We just have our trusty broom. Should I farm again? No. Ah. Maybe I will farm, just a little bit. See if I can get a bit of health. Please, health me. Okay, that's enough. Good. Oh, what? Are you serious? I'm outraged by that. Yeah, you spelled skedaddle right. Cameron says this is too anime for him. He's going to skedaddle. Okay. Tonya telling him to go to Disneyland. Cameron pointing out that's a bit too far away. Tokyo Disney's not far. Go there. It's easy. I just did it. But yeah, have fun. I'll see you soon. I don't feel this is too anime. I don't know, it's a bit cutesy. But a game, a related game in this series that definitely was way too anime for me was Azure Striker Gunvolt, which was just insane. Like, I played both of those games because I love Zero so much, the Zero series, and this was supposed to be sort of a successor to that from Inti Creates. And in gameplay it kind of was. It was like quite a bit more complex in your combat mechanics. But yeah, just the characters and the plot were just so over the top, and I couldn't handle it. I was really bothered by it. Okay, I can stand a little bit off this platform. Perfect. Good place for a save state. Oh. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Oh. Dangerous stage. Ah! Wow. This is, maybe worse than Gutsman's stage. In terms of throwing so many different things at you at once. At least with Gutsman, that was the one thing that you had to master. Oh, seriously. Okay. Given weighing in on that, actually, he's saying that for him, As Your Striker 1 was okay, but 2 ramped it up a bit much. I would say well, yeah, that is true. It ramped up even further in 2, but even 1 had just, it was too much. It was way too much for me. But yeah, everyone's going to be different on that, I guess. And he says, yeah, 3 is now coming out. Luminous Avenger X, because it's so edgy. The 3rd game in the series for out Nintendo Switch soon. Oh, by the way, something I noticed about climbing the ladders here, given when playing Mega Man 11 for the first time, noticed that Mega Man's shadow stayed beneath him, directly beneath him on the ladder as you climbed it. But here, the ladder, the shadow is, it's kind of the opposite. It's being cast on the wall, presumably from a light source that is within the room. So yeah, just something I noticed. Oh, nutso. I don't understand you, Gibbon. He's saying, I'm not sure I'm gonna get it, and I feel guilty about that. Why feel guilty? Like, you played the first 2 games, and the 3rd one is only gonna be worse in that regard. If it's not for you, like, you don't have to buy it. I don't feel guilty at all. Like, as much as I love Zero, like, among my favorite games of all time, those Gunvolt games just aren't doing it for me. And the 3rd one, especially leaning into the gameplay style of Copen, the secondary character that they introduced in the 2nd one, he's the main character of this one. And I didn't like how he played. That's just how it is. And they actually reused his sort of basic moveset for one of the characters in Dragon Marked for Death as well.
Your eyes are really scary,
Fire. Oh no, I skipped that, sorry. I skipped his wonderful expression of fiery passion. Yeah, the double shot. Oh boy, okay. Oh, okay. What? How are you supposed to tell when he's doing a single or a double? Okay. Tanya's off to get boysenberry pie. Good for you. Gibbon says he would buy it in a heartbeat if the X in the title referred to X from the Rockman X Mega Mission, which was a trading card series, then a manga, and now they're re-releasing the trading card series like a sequel to it. And there's going to be another manga tie-in for it. Yeah, that's a weird thing. It's like set in between X 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. Has new characters and stuff, and a clone of X called X. Yeah, weird stuff. But yeah, he says he really likes the studio and have gotten pretty much everything else they've made. And it's kind of the same for me. I'm still tracking down Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures on the 3DS, which is one they did. Yeah, I like them a lot, and I like to buy their things. I've got Dragon Mark for Death on my wish list. I'm going to probably get the basic pack with the Empress character, who seems to play the most like Zero. Although it's kind of a multiplayer focused game, so I don't know if it, like, I don't have an online subscription. I can't be bothered playing online with people most of the time, so is it really going to be that fun in single player? I don't know if that's the way they've built it, but either way, I will probably check it out at some point. But yeah, they're the ones actually who did the Mighty Gunvolt and Mighty Gunvolt Burst, and they were great. So, yeah. Should be noted that, of course, those games are crossovers between Mighty Number 9 and Azure Striker Gunvolt, as well as throwing in very self-indulgently, I think, characters from Inti Create's other series, Galgun, which I have no qualms about not supporting at all because it's really kind of weird and gross. Yeah, but there's a lot of releases of that too. It seems to be popular, especially among a certain crowd. Ugh. But yeah, I agree. I don't care for Copen's character at all. Like, he was one of the most cringe-worthy parts about the first game. The second game, I think, developed his character a bit more so that he was a bit more sympathetic. But yeah, I just know every character in that game is just makes me roll my eyes out of my head. Anyway, yeah, stuff. Mega Man. Really? Okay. Come on. What? How was that? Oh! 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 What? Really? That sounds really weird. I don't know about that. Gibbons talking about how, yeah, this new Luminous Avenger game, it's like a big time skip, humans are now a minority, blah 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 blah. And I can't bring myself to care about the plot. Or, if Copen is the main character, the gameplay either, so yeah, I'm not into it. He always looks so tired after I hit him. Poor guy. Yeah, given saying it really echoes the setup of Mega Man Zero. Well, I'll remind you that when I played Rockman Zero, I had no familiarity with the Mega Man series at all. The fact that it was building on everything that had come before in X wasn't even a factor to me. So it's only retroactively that I came to appreciate X and felt that it added to the story of the games. So yeah, I don't actually know anything about the plot of Luminous Avenger X, so what you're telling me is my first impressions of it. But if you tell me it's like Zero, like, that at least gives me 1% interest in it. Oh. Ugh. How can we... stop it. Oh, that... I knew I was positioned badly for that. Okay. Gosh. Bloody... Ugh. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, Gibbon only looked it up 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Still, Inti Creates is great. Another one I've been meaning to play on stream actually is Speed Power Gunbike, one of the early PlayStation 1 games. The name actually is kind of reminiscent of Azure Striker Gunvolt. Let me get some breath back. That boss fight was intense, dude. Let me look up what else Inti Creates has done. For some reason I thought they worked on Bloodstained. Oh, they did. Yeah, they did Bloodstained. Complete list. Bloodstained. Oh yeah, they did the recent Blaster Master Zero games. They're pretty good. I played the first one. That's a nice little thing. Dragon Mark of Death. Blah blah blah. This list includes all the DLC, so there's like a lot of stuff to scroll through. Oh right, they helped develop Shantae Half Genie Hero. I've got that on my backlog. It's sitting on my Wii U, ready to play. I was waiting for them to get the DLC out, but I think they did that, and that's all done. What else? Oh, they did Pirate's Curse as well. Similarly on my list. Naruto Powerful Shippuden. Power Rangers Samurai. Okay, I might skip those, but oh, there's a Dreamcast game there. Yeah, I have no way to play that. And then yeah, they're Mega Man games. Oh, they did Battleship Challenge. Weird. Okay. Speed Powered Gunbike is actually the first game on this list, but I'm pretty sure there are others before that. Maybe not. I don't know. And a Digimon game on the Wonder Swan. There's a lot of Digimon games on the Wonder Swan. It was a Bandai console, and Digimon is owned by them. But yeah, they did those Mega Man games. They did 9 and 10, and yeah. Too much talking. Alright, 3 stages ago. We can do this. I just love that Roll is like the Zero of this game. She's dressed in red. She's got a melee weapon. Anytime that's an option. Oh, whoops. Okay, I didn't switch back my costume because I did not enjoy this one so much. Given any preferences for costume? That was fast. Ninja, maybe. Witch, maybe the cat. Robot feet don't smell. Okay, I will pick the cat. I don't know. It's a bit fetishy. I want to see that fish though. Okay, let's go. So yeah, speaking of Inti creates and successes and stuff, I was looking at the credits of this game and who worked on it. And it's a big list of people. I couldn't go through everyone and click on their names, but the fish. That's absurd. I like it. I noticed there's 2 people credited for illustrations, so again, I don't have the border artwork here, but it is very cute and nice. Some versions of the box art only have Mega Man just standing there on the cover. That's kind of boring. Other ones have the whole cast arrayed out behind him, but I noticed that Roll was actually absent from that character parade, except for on the Japanese version, she's there standing right behind Rockman. So that's interesting. But yeah, 2 illustrators worked on the game, and I enjoyed seeing what they moved on to after this. Because Keisuke Mizuno stayed at Capcom and did some other stuff for them, whereas Shinsuke Komaki seemingly joined in Inafune's Exodus and went with him to Concept, and then worked on all the games that Concept has made since then, starting with Yaiba, Ninja Gaiden Z, and then whatever else they did after that. Even including up to Red Ash, I believe. Which still hasn't actually been made completely. So yeah, Concept, that was an interesting thing. Keiji Inafune trying to strike out on his own. Of course, there's always criticisms with Kickstarter games being too close to the nostalgia property that they're basing themselves on. And weird stuff about how they handled the timing of the Red Ash Kickstarter while the Mighty No. 9 one was still going on. but yeah, there's a lot of undue criticism as well for, you know, Keiji Inafune himself, which is kind of a side effect of having to be upfront about who he is in the marketing. You know, like they're selling the game on the fact that people who were involved with Mega Man are making it, but that then leaves him very open to criticism, apparently, unfairly in a lot of cases. But what was I saying? Yeah, but it's kind of an unfortunate situation because the company has kind of, I don't know if you would consider it a failure, but they were unable to remain independent and they were acquired by Level 5, leaving a lot of things unknown at this stage. Like, there was supposed to be a version of Mighty Number 9 for the Vita, and I think even the 3DS as well, that was never made, and then people like to bring that up. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen with them under Level 5. Nothing has come out of it so far.
Warning!
Bombs!
I roll. Looking lovely as always.
Okay, settle down, buddy.
Can't take it anymore. The bomb man I know is honest and good.
Hmm.
What happened to you?
Come now, roll. No need to blow up on me.
Oh, come on. The puns, I can't stand them. I love them. Ouch. Okay, looks like the bomb is pretty easy to avoid. It's the jump that I'm having trouble with. Why do they flash for so long? Oh, you know what's something I haven't even brought up once yet, is the fact that on top of all the other changes they made to this game and stuff they added, every single Robot Master boss is in the game as a playable character. So I think probably by playing through in Rock mode, you can unlock all of these guys with their special powers by default. And it's a completely new experience 8 times over, playing through the game as the bosses. Yeah. I mentioned that there were 3 playable characters, but not that fact. The save file that I'm using here, I downloaded from, I think, GameFAQs or something. And the idea was there's no progress done on this file except that the DLC has all been downloaded. So all the challenge stages are here, and the extra playable characters and costumes. Alright, let's be... I just want to go back to Mega Man 8, that's my favorite. I like the broom, it's cool, what can I say? Alright, I'm gonna save Rockman for last, because that's Keiji Inafune's favorite design. I believe it's the first one he worked on when he came onto the project. Time's up. Whatever, dude.
Ready?
So here's another new thing. Unfamiliar music. I do know all the music. I've listened to the soundtracks for a lot of classic games a lot of times, even if I haven't played the games. So a lot of that music is known to me and well liked, I assure you. Ow! What was I saying? Probably some nonsense. Get out of it. Outsmarted again. Oh, nasty. Oh, very rude clock guy. I don't know why he looks like a clock. Actually, that's another thing that was in Rockman and Forte Mirai Kara no Cho Sencha. There's one of the robot masters is Clockmen, a pair of guys who look like wristwatches. Kind of strange. Just one of the weird characters in that game. They brought back Quint from Mega Man 2 that I talked about last week because it was made by the Ristar Game Gear developers. There's a character themed after one of the robot masters is themed after a Buddhist monk. Oh, okay, that's an alternate path. Oh, I'm back here. Great. That's nasty. That's a nasty trap. Oh no, the whole stage is like that. I don't know which one is better, dying or having to just go back and do it again. Alright, save state time. One of them is a bullet man. But yeah, Conroe Man is the best. Stove, he's a stove. They reference him in ZX Advent. He's a hero of a comic book in that game. Ah. Oh hey, I didn't die on the spikes. I guess they brought that feature back into this game. That's nice. Just got to time it right. Okay. Ah, almost. At least we got that progress. Oh, that's tempting. Ah! Maybe I'll do this and then... Yes, good. Yay! Stuff I will not use. But if it exists, I will pick it up. That's my pledge. Not really, because I've been not doing that the whole game. I love that I can just kill those guys. Ow. Eh. That was dumb. Oof. Those are good little voice clips. Alright. Continue up. Or should I? Ah. I think that's the alternate path you can get to if you have the right weapon to clear through those ground blocks. Tony coming in with hot takes on fast food chicken. Watch out. How do I do this? There's no way I can jump over that pendulum. I have to tank a hit. Oh, unless... Okay, it is low enough. Oh. That's my time powers that I got from Time Man somehow. Oh, nah! Okay, time. Let's do it. Speedruns! That was an intentional damage boost. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go. The pressure of the timers is really something. Okay. Curse you. Surely Time Man's powers actually would help a lot, but of course, even in Mega Man mode, you would be doing it without them at first. Oh, thank goodness. Oh no, I'm sorry. Tonya actually had to sit through a KFC commercial on Twitch. I didn't know that they made you do ads during the streams. I usually get one at the start when I load up my stream to view it, which I do to make sure everything looks fine. Yeah, I don't usually get them partway through, or do I? Oh, it's just gone black. I think an ad might have gone there, but they just didn't serve me one. I don't know.
Time to get ready, you know. If you didn't, then you're just a kid.
What?
Wasting time as she wills, like a child.
Yeah, stereotypes about women are great. Oh, nice. Okay. So he's gonna slow me down. I might be better off just dying, getting my health back, but yeah, I'll do it. Wait, this way, right? It's rare. Well, the first game had a few non-standard transitions, like going up through the floor into a stage, things like that. Did I mention? I mentioned before that this game was really, let's see, expensive on the second-hand market, or if you somehow managed to find a new copy now, because it was quite rare. But it's even rarer than that because it was never released digitally on the PSN eShop in the West. Japan got a release. Nobody else did. It's pretty unfair. I don't know. It's crazy. From what I read, they cited technical difficulties, but come on. You got it out of Japan. I don't know what the problem is. Whoa, whoa! Oh, come on, one more. Ah, no! Oh, hilarious. Okay. So, yeah. Like, I would have bought this game and played it on my Vita if it had been available, but it's not, which is why I'm using this emulator and streaming it. So, unexpected side effect. Unintended benefit. And it is because Roll is here, she's a bit like Zero, but also just having a female playable character in Mega Man at all is nice. I do like making the Zero connection there because they both have blonde ponytails. It's kind of funny because they're very different characters, obviously. Though I do appreciate the Battle Network iteration of the Proto Man character, who is very Zero type. He's got a white ponytail in his case, but he's got that long flowing hair and a saber type weapon. There is actually a version of Zero in the EXE continuity, even though it mainly just covers the classic series. They do have an Iris and General or Colonel characters. But yeah, they also have a Zero who only came in through the GameCube game, which is also a side-scroller. Kind of spin-off for that series. Don't know, Zero might have appeared in anime as well. There was a huge anime project for that branch of the series. Yes, cool stuff. What is next? That's a good question. There's only one left, and it's Elak Man. Let's do it. Electrifying. Let's see. I talked about the DLC. Did I mention there were? Why can I not do the simple jump? Oh, nasty. Yeah, did I mention there were downloadable stages? So there's like a challenge mode where there's little self-contained bits that you can do, and yeah, you can download extra ones of those. Although there's none specifically for Roll, apparently, because she was a separate downloadable character, you know. Dee 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 dee. Whoa. Oh, right. Great. More of this stuff. Okay. Do you think I can actually make that jump? How else would I be able to get that? Could an item let you jump off a catapult? I don't know. I'm not convinced it's possible. Wait. Oh, that's very rude. Oops. Tough stage, okay. Wait, are we inside a giant machine? There's like huge circuit board things in the background. It's a cute look, but I don't know if it makes logical sense. You can destroy those? What? In Zero, things like that, you can just hit them and they would stop for a bit. So I never even tried it until now. Silly me. And of course, in classic Rockman mode, you can never hit anything that low to the ground, not with your buster. Given confirming you actually can't destroy them at all in any other game. So behold the power of Roll! Glad I wasn't the only one caught out by that. What's the difference here? Oh! Rude. That genuinely startled me. Okay. Ah! Yeah, I'm save scumming right now. I've lost all shame. But I don't perform well without save states, you will notice. I did a stream before with role-themed games, actually most of them were fan games and hacks. So this is kind of a follow-up to that really, and I'm glad to be able to show off an official playable appearance by Roll. Oh, but on that subject actually, let's talk about the other times that we've been able to play as Roll in Mega Man games. So this is the first main one, like I said, but actually I think it must be after this, is when they re-released Rockman 1 on mobile phones in Japan, and it had the special Roll mode, and it wasn't just reusing her sprites even from the original games. She had an all-new sprite that kind of, the green bow on top was more prominent. And yeah, she was fully playable through the whole original game. I don't know if she had the copy ability. I'm gonna assume she did, but I did not actually absorb that information apparently. But yeah, she had the Roll Buster, same as Rock does, and yeah, as far as I know, the game wasn't any different. But it's been locked into that one re-release of the game that of course now is well out of date. Would have been great as an addition in like a proper re-release. I'm not really into the legacy collections being so beholden to the original product, the original release, even down to sprite flickering and stuff. Like, I don't care about that. The originals exist for, you can play them. It's not hard to emulate them. I prefer the way Anniversary Collection added things to the releases, or I guess Complete Works did it first.
Oh, thank goodness! You're still good old elect man, right?
Now it's your turn to be mesmerized. Time to turn the voltage up to the highest setting. Energize!
Dang. So yeah, I'd rather have new things. Even this as a project is way more interesting to me than Legacy Collection. Ah. Legacy Collection is good for it is good in terms of preservation, you know, being a historian of games or whatever, but you can do that externally. You don't need to release that as an official product, I guess. Not that it's a bad thing they did, I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of a missed opportunity, that's all. Naturally. So that's the personality they decided to give him. I see. Lord Freezer. Yeah. That was close. I can probably do it without having to die. Yeah, it's better if I do die. Let's... Come on. What do you got, Elect Man? Yeah, so this game and that mobile phone release are the only times that Roll has really been playable in a mainline game, and they're both based on the first game in the series, so, you know. She wasn't in 9 and 10. Of course she wasn't in 11, because nobody was in there. Eh. I don't get why he gets to have... Like, he gets stunned after doing his special attack, but he also has invincibility frames in there. It doesn't make sense. Should be able to attack him after he's done his big attack. That's the classic time to attack a boss. Alright, so... Roll has been playable in a few other things. Back on the NES, there was a kind of board game thing called Wily and Wright's Rock Board, That's Paradise, where you could play as a bunch of the supporting characters from the series, including, as well as Megaman. And yeah, you'd roll a die and go around a board and do stuff. I don't know, it's weird, but Roll's in that. As well as Kalinka, actually. So, let me see. I wrote these down so I wouldn't forget. Where did I write it, though? Maybe I didn't write it. Oh well, I remember it all anyway. Let me test my memory. Battle and Chase. On... Wait, what? Excuse me? Has the game crashed? Oh no. It's not responding. If I restart it, I would have to use a save state anyway, so let me try loading this state. Okay, so that worked. Alright. Oh! I know the problem. My controller ran out of battery. Bear with me, 1 second. So now I gotta beat Elect Man again. Tanya's saying that the Sobble character that she's developing would not be a mad scientist. That's good. You got enough mad scientist characters. Good to have a bit of chill, I think. Okay, so we're back. I gotta beat Elect Man again. because I loaded that state when I really didn't actually need to. Oh, come on. Great. Done. Easy peasy. Oh, Gibbon's on board with the rock board. That's cool. I've never actually played it, but yeah. Rock board, that's paradise. Yes, Battle and Chase was a kart racer on the PlayStation where you could place a whole bunch of different people, robot masters and all sorts of things. And Roll was in there as a character, of course. That kind of had a follow-up on mobile phones, Rockman GP, with obviously a much reduced character roster, but Roll was in that too. And I already mentioned Rockman Tennis, which was another mobile game, and both of those are Japan exclusive, of course, and haven't been archived anywhere as far as I can tell. But yeah, Tennis was a really weird one because it's a spin-off where you get the robots playing tennis and everything. But secret character was X from the X series, so a rare, very rare cross-series appearance there. Okay, so it's naming the castle stages after the boss at the end. That's interesting. Alright, saved. 2 lives. Let's do this. Wily Castle. Oh, dude. They've never pulled that on me before. At least not that worked. Oh, okay, the Sobble would still be antagonistic. Why do you gotta be a bad guy so much, Tonya? A villain. Ah. Did you say Tonya Bean is still a villain? I know she's not as hostile as Tony Bean. Ah, okay. The Mighty Broom. So I guess that's all the games in the Mega Man series where Roll is playable, I think. I'm sure I wrote this down. Oh yeah, it is down here. Okay, yeah, and I mentioned them all. But she is actually playable in a couple other things too. So, speaking of the Broom, she was a selectable character in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom on the Wii and arcade. And maybe something else I forgot. Joe. Ah, hey. That's very rude, mister. I love how Roll tells off all the robot masters in the battles in this game. Yeah, so Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Tatsunoko is a company that makes a lot of anime stuff. I don't really know much of their stuff, but I do know the Capcom characters, and Roll is one of them. I looked up a combo video of her. She's pretty cool. She uses her broom, of course. Well, not of course. Yeah, and actually it post-dates this, I believe, so this is the first one that gave her the broom as the weapon, and then TVC covering with that. TVC one. Yeah, that EP, I love that. David Bowie. Anyway. She's got the broom, she also has a little mop, and a bucket. And she uses them all to do crazy things to people. She can like jump up and jam a bucket on their head and then hit them with a broom to knock them over. She can pull out a giant bucket, tip it over, and a tidal wave of presumably dirty water will wash the opponent away. Ah, Boomer, I see.
You think that because I'm a girl,
Oh, the misogyny again.
how rude!
Yes, fight the man, Roll. Fight the patriarchy. What? Oh, right. There's no room in the middle there. That's insane. Oh, boy. Okay, so you barely have any time to see these things coming. I can't slide in this game, of course. Oops, nope. I'll come back with full health. That'll be best for this fight. Yes, Tonya, it's the boss from Smash Bros. They really use the Yellow Devil a lot in these Mega Man games. Oh, one little detail that I loved in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. When Roll swings her broom around, it leaves a rainbow-colored trail behind it. That was really cute. I like that. I wish she did that in this game. Zero's sword leaving a trail is one of the cool things about it. Save states. Oh. You know, the good players will have this pattern memorized, of course. Okay, good. Hit the eye, hit the eye, hit the eye, hit the eye, hit the eye. Oh, seriously? Oh, he's gonna do it again. This is nuts. Alright. Okay, consecutive save state time. We're gonna get through this in the next, I don't know, no time. Let's forget about it. Well, I beat the 8 Robot Masters, right? Maybe I'll just stop here. This Yellow Devil. It would be appropriate. I'm sure lots of players' runs of this game, when they first played it, would have stopped at the Yellow Devil. I'm talking about the original and probably this remake too. Oh gosh. Yes, that is a good question. How do they expect people to do this, Tanya? Okay. Tanya's OC would be pretty antagonistic because that's her aesthetic. She's eccentric but not evil. Oh, Tony and Tonya are the same person. Okay, interesting. Separated halves of the same person. Bean Law! Good to know. And yes, those stage bosses were a terrible idea in Smash Bros. I agree. I'm glad you can actually turn them off in Ultimate. That was a feature that came an installment too late. Tony says she's getting a headache watching this. And how do they expect people to do this? Yeah, search me. There's no way to upgrade my character like in X and Zero games. You just have to get good. That's the thing, like, these old games are just hard, and they just expect you to play them a lot, memorize them, know them really well. I don't know, it's ridiculous. Or maybe they expect you to have the Game Shark, etc., and just cheese your way through it. There's no Game Shark for a PSP, I don't know if I can give myself infinite health. I'm cheating enough with save states as it is, and I just don't have the reflexes in this tiny arena to use them effectively, I don't think. I haven't mapped them to controller buttons, so I have to use keyboard buttons for them, unfortunately, which is the problem. And getting one hit per phase and then having to do this entire thing is just not nice. See, I've lost over half my health. See that? See how that happened? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this sucks. I'm gonna stop here. I didn't talk about Roll's other appearance in Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, where she's a clone of Mega Man, and she's like a tiny character, and she has a buster. She can transform into a giant robot, which is cool. That's all things that she can do. So she has a broom, she has a buster, she's got everything she needs. This is why I made that pixel art. I haven't really talked about that much at all. I was planning on going through that a bit more, but yeah, she can, in the Ruby Spears cartoon, she turns her arm into different appliances and then uses them to fight, which is like a really cool like reclamation of the role that she's been assigned as a housework thing, but then using that as yeah, it's a way to fight off the bad guys. Yeah, so I don't know. Check out my pixel art. I'll link it. I wanted to talk more about it, I guess, but I didn't get to it. One thing, the one thing I'll mention is that I liked how drawing from these different sources in the expanded universe of Mega Man, including other adaptations, there were enough female characters to fill out an entire cast with women with them all taking on roles that would usually be taken by men in a game. So Dr. Light, you know, Blues, Auto, an antagonist character, Forte, or Base, whatever. All of those, you can replace them with a female character if you want to. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll get to the last bit of chat here, and that was Mega Man powered up as Roll powered up. Roll man, no, Roll-chan. So yes, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so Tonya's going on about their OC there. So how Tony and Tonya are separate halves of the same person that have been separated, so they're kind of like siblings but not really. A metaphor for their gender, because Tonya sometimes feels more masculine and sometimes more feminine. That's very relatable, I think, Tonya. You're not alone there. And saying that this is bad, this boss fight. And Gibbon agreeing. He says, I love the devils, but yeah, fighting them, bad, not so good. Yeah, Tonya, the game was manageable, but now it's suddenly impossible. Yeah. Maybe it's easier if you have Mega Man's powers. Which, yeah, Roll doesn't get those extra attacks and stuff. I do know that people generally will use the Elect Man's electric attack for this fight, but there was also a trick in the original NES game you could do where you shoot a projectile and then pause the game in midair when the projectile is inside the hitbox of the enemy, and then you can do multiple hits on them if you rapidly unpause and pause again. A nice exploit that helped a lot of people. I don't have access to that in this version, unfortunately, as well as not having the extra weapons. But there is one thing that I haven't mentioned that would maybe help you in this fight, and that's E-tanks. I haven't seen any E-tanks yet in this game, even in bits where there would be side areas with secrets. It seems they've replaced a lot of collectibles with like the construction element packs. But yeah, no E-tanks is kind of a detriment, because if you collected those in the stages of a Rockman game, you would be able to use them in a difficult boss fight to refill your energy halfway through. That doesn't appear to be an option, at least in Roll mode. So maybe Roll mode is the hard mode of this game, and I didn't know that when I started it. And yeah, Gibbon saying sliding under the blobs and waiting for your time to hit. That is a factor in 3 and onwards, but in 1 and 2 you can't slide, so yeah, both of those bottom ones will be able to hit you. Oh, Moonwalk, I like that. Okay, so that's that. Thanks for joining me. I've had it up to here with the Yellow Devil, and I'm not going to go any further in the game, unfortunately, but I think we've seen everything we can. There's another thing, like, the next Wily Castle stage has a boss who is a clone of Mega Man, so there might have been some nice dialogue there. I don't know. We're not going to see it on this run, because I'm done. So thanks for joining me. It's been nice. And yeah, go Roll. She's great, and she needs to be in more games. Shout out to Zinc Oxhide, who has made ROM hacks for all 12 of the 8-bit Mega Man games to have Roll as the main playable character. And I did play Capricorn's Rockman R fan game on my previous Roll stream. I found out since then there's been a sequel to that, so that's a contender for another possible stream. But considering how badly I did on the previous Rockman R game, maybe not. But just know that it exists. Rockman R2, so check that out from Capricorn. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Thanks for staying around, and yeah, I'll catch you later.